Well, welcome, Pisces. I am Karen with Veronica's Dreams Coaching and Tarot, and this reading is our love reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, middle of June to middle of July. I am using the Runik Tarot today, and I do personal readings. My link to my website is below in the description. So, okay, Pisces. Give me a couple minutes, or not a couple minutes, but a few seconds. Okay, what do our Pisces need to know regarding love in June? What do our Pisces need to know? Okay. What do our Pisces need to know? We'll take a look at current situation, present and past and present influence, negative and positive influence, what we don't see, challenge, what to watch for, future influence, outcome, and advice. And a couple more times and cut the cards. Okay, current situation, please. Four of Cups. You're not happy. I don't know. We'll get to it. Past influence, a temperance. It's a beautiful card. Present influence. Page of Swords. Okay. Negative influence. Six of Swords. Positive influence. Page of Pentacles. Okay. What you don't see, Two of Pentacles, challenge, Page of Cups, lots of pages happening here. You know, this feels really something either really new or there's someone that's either you're younger, there's an age difference here, could be, not necessarily what to watch for. We'll get into the reading. Knight of Pentacles. Future influence, justice, and outcome. I'll keep that. And then advice is going to be Eight of Swords. Okay, Eight of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so it's weird because we have Six of Swords as our negative influence. So I feel like this is something you're thinking about. There's something that you're thinking about walking away from. I don't feel like you have yet, but you are working towards that. And with this eight, you know, you're just not being fulfilled, and that makes complete sense because our current situation is Four of Cups. So there's something in it, and if this, I mean, this is love, so there's something that you're not feeling fulfilled. You're either not getting what you expected, or you just have no motivation whatsoever in this situation. It's very like, I don't give a crap. It really is. It's like there is, and it could be that you're just feeling that way. It doesn't mean that you don't give a crap. You could just be feeling that way right now in the current situation. So I wanted to make that clear. But I do feel like, yeah, you're not in a great place with, I feel like this is a relationship because the Eight of Cups, you're thinking about walking away from it because you're really not in a good place with it. And it's almost like you're bored with it, but more importantly, you just don't have any motivation to improve it or do anything with it. Your past influence is the Temperance, and this tells me that in the past, I feel like you felt pretty emotionally balanced, but now it feels like you're working, it's almost like you're working too hard, and that's why you have that Four of Cups lack of motivation, because I see this Page of Swords in this deck as trying too hard, or trying to take on too much. And I feel like because of that, because you have this anticipation of being able to conquer anything, and that's okay, that's a good thing, but you're like, it's not working, it's just not working. I feel like you've taken on the whole the whole of the relationship that you've at least this is the way you feel, okay? But back in the past, it you were pretty emotionally balanced in this situation, so it wasn't quite like you were ready at that point. But now you're kind of going, I just don't want to do this anymore. I feel like this almost feels tired to me. Now, normally, she's a go-getter and she's going to figure this out, but this energy, I'm almost getting drained when I hold this card. Like, oh my God, I'm so tired of this. So that's the feeling I'm getting. Negative influence is the Six of Swords. Now, the Eight of Swords is about like walking away from something. Well, the Six of Swords is kind of the same premise, going into something better, leaving something bad, going into something better. This is more, it doesn't necessarily mean you're walking away from anything bad or hard. You're just, whatever it is doesn't serve you anymore. So I think that the reason why this is negative is that you are struggling with that moving forward, even though you see that there could be a better situation. You're just not ready to jump that gun yet. And I don't know. I mean, the advice is, I will be honest with you, is hold on. Like, it's Eight of Swords is about being stuck. So I do feel like it's not quite time to jump ship yet either. So this negative influence may be a good thing. Really, might be positive. But the Page of Pentacles is in your positive influence. So in other words, I feel like there is some healing happening, and you are learning things in this relationship or whatever this situation is to you. I feel like there is like a lot of healing going on. There's something that you're learning about yourself or about the other person or about you in regards to love in general. I feel like that's what's happening here with this Page of Pentacles. I feel like this is the positive influence because you're working through it. And so I would, remember this, know this and put this in your back pocket. What you don't see is the Two of Pentacles. And I feel like what that's saying is things are starting to balance out again. So the Two of Pentacles is all about keeping balance, right? Kind of, like, are you focused too much over here and you should be over here? How are you going to do this? So I think that's pretty much what you don't see. And it kind of goes with the Four of Cups too, because to me, the Four of Cups energy is that you're looking at, I want this, but you're being handed something and you're not noticing what you're being handed. And the Two of Pentacles can be about, I'm focusing on this area, and that way I'm not balancing all my areas in life. So be careful to balance all of the areas. So as far as what you don't see, I think you're focusing on the wrong thing right now. That's up to you, right? Free will. it's a tarot reading. It's entertainment purposes only. But I feel like you're focused on the wrong thing, or you're focused on something that totally has your attention right now. And the reason why this is in what you don't see is because you're kind of blaming it on this situation. Not blaming it, but you feel like that situation is causing it, because you're so focused. And whatever this Page of Swords is about, whatever you're working through and working hard at and almost getting exhausted, you're spending probably a little too much time on that. Whether it's a thought process, it doesn't really matter. The challenge is the Page of Cups. And I feel like that is finding... It's about giving love and giving a gift, but I feel like the challenge is you want that. You want that gift to come to you, and you're waiting for, I feel like there's someone in your life and you're waiting for them to say, here's the dozen roses, or, gender non-specific, but here's your gift of romance and love, but that's not happening. And I think that leads to that Eight of Cups. I feel like I want to walk away. The Four of Cups, I'm not happy. I'm not in a happy place. I want more. I want something different. This is what you want. You want a little romance. You want someone to bring you a gift of love, of romance. And I feel like you're struggling with that right now, because unless you speak up. It's not going to happen. Now, what to watch for is the Knight of Pentacles. So something is happening more than what you think is happening. It's just moving really slow. Okay. So keep that in mind, that watch for that. Look for something that is happening, but know that it could be just happening really slowly. And keep in mind that's not a bad energy. It's just sometimes it's slower than we would like. I don't feel like there's any fast cards here anyway, but I feel like, yeah, I feel like, um, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I don't normally, oh, I know exactly what it is. Dang bug people. I tell them to come after work and they're calling me at 8 in the morning. Okay. So anyway, I don't want you here now. I really don't. So anyway, Knight of Pentacles. I feel like, yeah, things are just moving slower than you anticipated. Watch for that though, because I think if you see that and you see what that is, it's going to open up your eyes to other things as well. The future influence is justice. So I feel like things do balance out. Now we have the opposite balance cards here. In the past, this was emotional balance. And in the future, we have balance in general, balanced life. The scales of justice are, balancing things out. It's not just about finding the right answer or justice to speak of. It's also about balance. And I feel like you have a lot of balance cards here because you have the Two of Pentacles, you have Temperance, and you have Justice. So there is lack of balance here. And I felt like that with the Page of Swords. I felt like there was one thing that you're focused on very heavily. And the Four of Cups, that's all telling me that you're not, the balance is not there right now. So I will say, okay, so your outcome is the Nine of Pentacles, which tells me, all in all, everything will be okay, and this will be a successful thing. It also could tell you that if you're in a relationship, you might end up being single because it's an independent card, showing that you can be independently successful or successful in an independent way. However, I do feel like it's more leaning on the success side, not necessarily the independent side. I don't think I can. I mean, everybody's going to be different. So, keep that in mind. I will tell you, advice is Eight of Swords. I feel like it's saying, first off, you don't see who's yielding these swords. So I feel like that's one piece of the advice is find out what's really happening here. Know more, understand it more, and learn more before you make any harsh decisions with this moving away, because this is a negative influence. So it could be that you're not doing it soon enough, but it also could mean that you're doing it and you really shouldn't yet. And I feel like that's kind of what the card is saying. With the Eight of Swords, it's also a trap, right? You're stuck. And because it's advice, I think it's saying hold off on making any harsh decisions. Don't feel like you have to leave right away. Don't feel like just because you're not motivated right now that anything needs to be done. And then we have to take a look at what we don't see, which is the Knight of Pentacles, which is slow moving card. So understand that as well, that, to me, that makes sense on the advice. Don't do anything yet. Don't do anything too harsh because something is happening. It's just happening really slowly. It doesn't mean that you're not going to eventually walk away or move away from this relationship or situation. However, it's not time yet. And I think the basic thing here is don't jump the gun. You're struggling. There's something that's got your attention that you're struggling with. And until you wrap your hands around this and until you feel balance, which is the future influence, which things will balance themselves out, that's when you'll know what to do. And I feel like that's what this is saying. And the outcome is you will know what to do because this is a successful card. This shows that you have been patient with yourself and that you have taken the time and worked hard to become, successful. So Pisces, be careful, hold on. If there is something that's really got your attention right now and and you're working really hard at it. It's almost frustrating. This is an exhausting energy. When I felt it, I was just like, I was drained. So once this subsides a little bit, you may have a clearer mind and can make a better decision on what you need to do. Regardless if it's whether you move away or stay, it might even be if you move away, it might be even how you do it, or if you stay, maybe it's also how you stay. Being communicating, and saying, hey, this is what I need from this. So there you have it. There is your reading for today. There actually, I feel like you'll get through this hard time really soon. I think it's very, very current energy of how you're feeling, just very focused on one thing, and it's got you overwhelmed. And that's the key to the reading, because it's so overwhelming and it's so draining. It's hard to do anything with anything else. So you just feel like walking away and leaving it. Just, I don't want to deal with it anymore. So I hope this resonated. Please let me know if it did. Hit the like button, give me a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And I appreciate all of the things. Take care and have a beautiful day.